Hey guys, back for part 2, 32X collection, the complete games and the Sega CD 32X games. First off, we have Supreme Warrior, and this is kind of like an FMV fighting game. It's really cool. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. And it comes in one of these weird cardboard cases. And you'd think the Sega CD would have a pretty... Sega CD 32X would have a pretty uniform collection, but like every box is different, it seems. Except for the digital pictures, they always come in this cardboard stuff. Alright, next is a printed one, because mine's all water damaged and it's in the back. Corpse Killer for the Sega 32X. And enhanced version, not as good as like the Saturn or 3DO one, but definitely better than the Sega CD one. Another FMV game by Digital Pictures. Next we have Fahrenheit. Another FMV game where you're a firefighter. This comes with both versions, Sega CD and 32X, and you can play them back to back and see the big difference in the two. And it's not the best FMV game, but it's not the worst either. If you ever wanted to, you know, choose your own adventure in the fireman world, this could be one for you. Alright, BC Racers, kart racing game for the 32X. You can hit people kind of like Road Rash. It's on some other consoles. It's not the best, but it's the only real kart racer on the 32X, so it's worth a play. I wouldn't pay a lot of money for it, but not bad nonetheless. Alright, really good version of Space Harrier. Space Harrier from Behind Shooter by Sega, Yu Suzuki. Really good game, classic. This is Space Harrier in 32-bit glory. It's really good. Doesn't look as sharp as the Sega Saturn, but that's just because of, I think Saturn has, well, it's obviously a better console, but you have better chords and stuff you can get for the Saturn, and makes it a lot more sharper. But this is a really good version of it. It's really close to arcade perfect. Brutal Above the Claw. Less than average fighting game. This is the enhanced version for the 32X if you played the Genesis or Sega CD version. This one has a couple extra characters and it's really good. It looks good. It's one of those ones you want to like more than you do, at least in my opinion. I have fun with it and everything, but it's definitely not a solid fighter like Street Fighter or King of Fighters or any of the greats. And that's why this series isn't around anymore. Virtua Fighter. Great fighting game, first 3D fighting game. The 32X version actually is better than the Sega Saturn pack-in, the first Virtua Fighter. They redeemed themselves, and anybody who registered their Saturn got a free Virtua Fighter remix from Sega to say, hey, I'm sorry for that. They rushed the launch. Everybody who, you know, is into Saturn knows that, but if you don't, this is another video discussion. But they rushed the launch at a E3. They just said, hey, it's available now, and one of the only games available is Virtua Fighter, and this version just runs all over it, and there's no loading times. But the Virtua Fighter remix for the Saturn's definitely better. "36 Great Holes." This game just sounds inappropriate in so many ways, but it's a golfing game, not an adult feature, and it's the only golfing game for the 32X. It's a 24 meg with battery cart, so it's definitely good, pleasant on the eyes considering the time and what system, but I don't know if I could recommend it unless you're really into golf games. If you find it for $1 or $2, it's good to have in your collection. Star Wars Arcade. I really like this game. It's a port of the arcade version by Sega, but not as good. But it's pretty good. The graphics are dated, but I've really enjoyed this game. I don't know if it's nostalgia. Back in the day, this is the game that made me beg for a 32X. Of course, I didn't get one, or a Sega CD. My parents were convinced that add-ons were silly. Go figure. I went from Genesis to Saturn, so big jump for me. But that's why I love the 32X and Sega CD so much nowadays. I missed out on all these great games, and Star Wars Arcade's no exception. I really like it a lot. Zaxxon's Mother Base 2000. Really fun. Zaxxon's, I don't know if you want to call it a reimagining, but it's a little different gameplay than your typical Zaxxon. I really like it because you can hop in and out of ships and upgrade and stuff like that, and it's just really fun. There's 3D to it, but it surprises me. This is definitely one of the hidden gems on the Sega 32X, and one I would highly recommend to anybody who likes shoot 'em ups or shooters, or any type of those arcade shooting games. So this is one to pick up. Sorry if I'm all zombified. I haven't had my caffeine today, so I know, poor excuse. Well, here's the second half of the 32X collection. Hope you enjoyed it. I got them in these hard plastic cases. And speaking of cases, check out Retro Game Tech. He has a video of this case project he's working on for the 32X with DS cases, and that's what my loose games will eventually be. Right now I have them in these. I got from Classic Game Stores by Performance, $2-3. The cassette ones actually work too, and this is what I use to store them now. Looks all nice, and I can just store those, but I can't wait to get more of a box look. They turned out really well, and yeah, I'll put a link down. You got to check them out. It's just a really cool project he's working on. And as soon as I round up some more DS cases, or if any of you guys have extras you just don't want, shoot me a line. Maybe I can buy some off you or something. And that's it. We'll see you next video.